We're currently on our trip to South Africa and we've got to stop over in Berlin. We have exactly 4 hours to explore and see what Berlin has to offer for us. Yesterday night we arrived in Berlin fairly late in the afternoon and we stayed at the 25 Hours Hotel here in Berlin. It's just a 20-minute ride away from the airport. We had great dinner yesterday, delicious breakfast today with a great view of Berlin. Now we're going to venture out and see what Berlin has to offer. So Nelly beforehand did some research on which coffee shops we need to visit and where we can get some lunch before we head on to the airport.
Yeah.
And also the sites that we're going to see today. So just give us the quick run through. What are we going to try and visit?
We're going to the Siegessäule, Brandenburger Tor, then the Holocaust Memorial. Then we're going to continue to the Berlin Dome. Hopefully we will see a few coffee shops, cool restaurants in a very hip area. That's it.
Cut-off time is 10 to 2. At 10 to 2 we have to take a taxi back to this hotel, then head to the airport.
According to Google Maps, the route that I chose will be around 1 hour just to walk. And since we have to take pictures and film, I would say it's 2.5 hours. It's doable.
The Siegessäule translates to the Victory Tower, and it was actually built in 1864 to celebrate the victory in the German-Danish War. But at the same time, they were also celebrating two other victories they had. The one in the German-Austrian War in 1866 and the German-French War in 1871. And they actually completed this building in 1874. So it was built over a period of 10 years. And it's absolutely beautiful. This whole circle here is called the Große Stern, which translates to the big star.
Good things to know.
Right, and if you look over here, we're up here.
Oh, okay,
we came from down here with the car and we're going to walk down this road to the Brandenburger Tor, which is located right here.
Yeah.
So the next stop on our route is the Brandenburger Tor. The Brandenburger Tor is kind of the national symbol for Germany and also for Berlin, and it basically today stands for unity, as the Brandenburger Tor was built directly on the border between the east and the west. That's the Brandenburger Tor. I'm sure you guys have all seen it before, and I'm actually super excited to see it in real. Hey Fancy Pants,
Hey.
it's time for coffee.
Oh,
What's the first coffee shop?
it's actually not in this area, but I can do a research.
So right now we walked over from the Brandenburger Tor to the Holocaust Memorial here in Berlin. And the Holocaust Memorial is also called the Memorial of the Murdered Jews of Europe. It was built in honor of the 3 million Jews that were murdered during the Second World War, and it's quite a dark place actually. I mean, the structures are very beautiful, but just the whole energy here is very dark, obviously. I mean, it's a very dark part of our history. But it's definitely a part we shouldn't forget. It's eerie, right?
Yeah, and I think the artists wanted it to make us feel this way.
This place is made out of 2,711 concrete slabs like these. They started building it in 2003 and finished in 2005. And it is built on an area of 19,000 square meters. But I have to check if Wikipedia is right on that, because that would mean 19 square kilometers, and I don't quite believe that.
No. And we already figured out Wikipedia
is not always the most trustworthy.
History told us that we should never forget and never repeat. Unfortunately, the genocide happened again on European ground in the Balkans War 1992. And it's something that you really have to spread awareness about, and we have to work together to never let it happen again. Okay, in case you're wondering where we have all the facts from, it's
Wikipedia. So right now we're at the Gendarment Markt, and right here you'll find a few interesting buildings. For one, we've got the Konzerthaus, which is the concert hall in Berlin, and we have a statue, a monumental statue of Friedrich Schiller. So this place is really nice. Not as interesting as the other spots, but really beautiful. We gotta hustle. We need to get coffee, lunch.
Let's go.
So before I close the vlog, let me apologize for the flickering lights, but with LEDs there's just no way to get rid of the flickering, and if you know a way, then please let me know in the comments down below. But to summarize our trip through Berlin, we had 4 hours to venture out into the city and experience as much as we could in 4 hours. And let me say that 4 hours aren't enough to experience Berlin to its fullest, but it's definitely enough to just get a feel of it. So if you have a flight that connects through Berlin and you have 4 or 5 hours time, definitely don't waste your time at the airport. Go into town, take a look at the coffee shops, take a look at the most important sites, and you won't regret it for sure. I know we'll be back to Berlin to experience more of the coffee shops. We'll be back to Berlin to experience more of the food next time. But for now, we're in our plane. We're flying to South Africa.
And safari vlogs are on the way.
Yes. Oh, guys.
It's going to be so amazing. I can't even explain.
We've got some amazing collaborations lined up for this trip. Starting in Kruger Park with unbelievable safaris in a private game reserve, and then continuing in Cape Town. Be sure to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notifications, because it's going to be lit. Thank you for watching, and I guess see you next time. And cheers to a kickoff of the travel season 2018.
Yay! Yes!